Hey there, you beautiful noodles, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kalia if you're new, and if you are new, welcome. You're a beautiful noodle too. Subscribe to my channel down below by hitting the subscription button and hit that bell so you get the notification when I post a new video. I do these every Monday and Saturday. Today's video is a sat chat video, so let's get right into it. So today I'm going to talk about a topic that's been floating around the YouTubes lately, especially in the POC community. People have been talking about diversity in YouTube, and I'll go ahead and link the original video that I saw. It's from It's Keisha, and I love watching her videos. Once I watched her video, I fell into like a funnel of people who were posting their videos talking about this specific company and how they were dealing with YouTubers of color. So I just have a few things that I want to get out about it. Granted, I'm not a huge YouTuber.
You can see my subscribers, so I'm not that big, but come to me.
So what I noticed a lot of them saying is that, one, they felt extremely uncomfortable because the company was it seemed like the company only wanted to take pictures of the white girls, and whenever they were on the trips, they were kind of segregated as well. And I definitely know that that happens a lot in different types of companies. Like, speaking from, I used to work for a company that whenever they looked out for influencers, they always wanted them to have, upwards of, the follower count or whatever. But then whenever it came to influencers of color, they were like, oh, that doesn't really fit our brand, or that's not really the customer that we're looking for. If you're a company and you sell clothes and you're trying to find influencers for your company, for your clothes, limiting yourself to a specific color of person is ridiculous. Now, I know that there are companies that, lost my breath. Now, I know that there are companies that aim specifically towards African Americans, and that's different, and I want to say why that's different. We haven't had companies that look for us to buy their things. You can go back to, even if you're not that old, you can remember that when there were rappers and back in the 90s, they would wear their clothing, these clothing companies would try to distance themselves away from the rappers, the singers, the blacks that were wearing their stuff. But now you see that because our buying power is being recognized, the fact that whenever we're upset or outraged about something, our dollar is pulled, they notice. So now they're starting to pander to us, but it feels like we can't get a good connection, because it's either they pander to us and it makes me feel like you're only doing this because obviously you want me to buy your stuff, but it's also, you don't want to leave the black out, or you're purposefully leaving us out and you're using black outrage to fund your campaign for publicity, which is a whole other thing that I'll get into, because that is something that is very true and it's very, very annoying. Hate it. Hate it. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. So these companies, now they're thinking, oh, well, we have to get diversity. And I feel like diversity has become a buzzword that I don't ever want to hear again. Not saying that I don't want diversity, but when companies use the term diversity, they've got like one or two sprinkles of color in their stuff. And they're like, all right, we did our job. Let's get a picture with the black girls and then, get the white girls back in here too. Nothing against the white girls, but you have to also understand that you're playing a complicit part in this. I'm sorry. Like, just because you feel like, oh, well, they asked me because the company wants to work with me, you also have to realize that you gotta step out of that privilege, honey, and look around. If you feel like there's only a bunch of yous around, there's a problem. Let's just get that through your heads, okay? And when people also, then they, a lot of these girls didn't want to speak out because they were saying, oh, I don't want to be the problematic black girl, or I don't want to be the girl that's complaining, like, this is a great opportunity, blah, blah, blah. And I feel for them, because we get taken out of these spaces so quickly, it feels like we have to tiptoe around the company's feelings. If we don't 100% agree with their diversity ideas, then it seems like we're being ungrateful. It seems like we're purposefully trying to find something wrong, when in all actuality, we're literally saying, hey, as a person of color, specifically African American for me, I see these issues with your company, and I see that it's wrong. Like, it's wrong. No matter how much good intent you had behind it, it's wrong. You know, like, a bad idea with good intent is still a bad idea. I just don't understand. So when the company is like, oh, that was never our intent, blah, 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 great, cool, get it. It was never your intent. But it happened, whether or not you intended it to happen. So you need to suck it up and figure out how to fix it by listening to these influencers of color. Because when you don't listen to the influencers of color, you start to alienate a whole other demographic that I'm sure there are still some that will patronize your business. Because, you know, not saying that, oh, they're not pro-black or they don't like to help other black people further themselves. That's not what it is at all. It's just they like your clothes. But if you don't like the people that wear your clothes, why are we wearing your clothes? Like, why are we supporting your business? It's not clicking in my head. What did R. Kelly say? Use your common sense. Come on, people. We have the buying power. We have the influence. All of these companies, the way that they shape the way that their models are shaped, the clothing that they pick, the smaller clothing brands that they steal from. Like, they literally want to be us without being us. It's the wildest thing to me. So I guess the main point that I want to get across with this little ramble rant of a Sat Chat video is that, yes, these larger companies have the money to fly the influencers out, and they have the money to send the PR packages, and they have the money to do all of this great stuff. But I just want to know when we're going to get to a point where we, you know, don't accept these brand deals and we don't patronize these companies just because they're giving us money, just because they're giving us exposure, but we start to patronize companies that are actually for us. It doesn't necessarily have to be biased. Like, I'm not telling you all you can buy is black and POC clothing company products and all this other stuff. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is these companies need to realize that you're not gonna get by just catering to the white audience. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Like, I don't care if you're a luxury brand, you're a brand that's just starting out and you feel like, oh, if I get into this market, then I can, you know, go over here. You need to start thinking about the fact that people are going to buy your clothes. Not just one specific race or ethnicity or gender, but people are going to buy your clothes. So once you get that through your thick company skulls, I promise you all these scandals and expose videos that keep happening will cease to exist because you start to recognize that other people exist. We're here, we have money, we want to buy things. And until you figure that out, like me personally, some of these brands and these companies that take people out, I literally never hear of them until the influencers, which I know is the reason why the companies take the influencers out. But you know, I can't do it anymore. I am so sick of seeing my, you know, African American, black, POC brethren and sistren be so frustrated by these companies because they're literally being treated so unfairly just because they are a different skin tone, ethnic type. Like, it's so frustrating. You know, because we wanted to be in these spaces for so long and now we're in these spaces, but even in these spaces, they continue to remind us they're the reason we're in these spaces. So I feel like now I'm going to make it my personal mission to find every single company that every single company that focuses on not just diversity as a buzzword, but that's what their company goal is. Like, that's how they start out, and if they didn't start out, that's how they're starting to recognize that they need to be. Because there's so many, you know, retreats that happen that are POC focused, and there are brands that are POC focused. And I think that we have to get out of the mindset of, oh, well, if I can get it cheaper from this company, then it's gonna be better. Granted, I'm one of those people, okay, shout out to the Forever 21 on my body. I'm one of those people, but I'm trying to be better at it because realizing that they don't respect your dollar, they're literally only there for the dollar, it starts to change how you feel wearing the clothing. It starts to change how you feel telling people that's where you got the clothing. Like, shop small, okay? Shop small, shop POC, shop respectability. I want to be able to see POC influencers go on trips, go on brand deals where they're respected. And I feel like until that happens, I won't be able to enjoy your experience, and I know that you're not enjoying your experience, you know? So I guess going forward, let's support each other in these events. Let's not be, oh, well, because my experience wasn't like that, I don't think they were trying to do that. Because I've seen a couple of videos where there's been some girls that are saying, oh, well, I was on that trip, but you know, I had a great time, so I don't really know what they're talking about. You're invalidating their experience because your experience was different from theirs. And again, that's a whole nother topic that we could jump into. We gotta get out of this mindset of, if it didn't happen to me, then it's not an issue, because that sucks. You have a lack of empathy, and you're just, I don't understand how you're a people person if you're not able to relate to others through their experiences, because you're not going to experience every single thing that every person has. Improbable, highly impossible. Anyway, I hope this sort of a rant on influencers being mistreated, especially Black and POC influencers being mistreated, and take back your money, buy from people who support you. With that being said, I make swimsuits with my hands. Okay, I'll link the website down below. Check that out. Buy from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this Sat Chat video. Like I said, these videos are every Saturday, so be sure to come back next Saturday. And for that reminder, subscribe and hit the bell down below so you don't have to just put it in your calendar. Alright guys, I will see you in my next video. Bye.